We are coming to you live here from Wrangel Island, here in the East Siberian Sea for a Christmas miracle, our holiday spectacular edition of ESL Open Cup Asia, number 103.
Yaku, did halfway through your intro, did you just suddenly decide to do a ho? Like, what happened there?
I did, but my mouth didn't form correctly. It's like my brain halfway through was like, "This is how you pronounce it," and my mouth wasn't following.
Oh god.
But as mentioned, I am of course your host Yaku of Zaku, and with me today is El Ho 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 que obtuvo ese brillo light _ VIP. How we doing, Jolly Elf?
What?
Andy Elf.
What's up, everyone? What's up, Yaku? Yes, we are back. Hope everyone is enjoying their holidays because, of course, today is Boxing Day, unless you're in America, which it is still the 25th. Still the 25th.
I should have brought gloves.
What do we have here, Yaku?
We have in the bottom left-hand corner of the map, spawning all the way in the bottom left-hand corner, a blue Protoss player, and we're gonna find out if he is naughty or if he is not. Representing Alpha X, he is Classic.
And spawning in the top right-hand corner of Hardwire LE, we have a player who we have not casted in quite some time. It is the Korean Terran. It is Fork. That's not a knife.
This is a spoon.
Oh god, well, mate. Merry Christmas, man. Merry Christmas.
Yeah, Feliz.
Feliz. Mate, how you been, man? How did you spend your holidays, mate?
Oh, it was amazing. I stayed home.
Uh-huh.
I made brownies.
Oh.
I went for a run.
Uh-huh.
I watched Futurama, and then I slept for 11 hours. It was great. It was the most... No, honestly, it was the most stress-free Christmas I think I've ever had since I was like 7.
Ah, that's good. There you go. Regardless of how you spent it, I hope you spent it well. Say with everyone in the chat. I myself, you know, we had of course a family Christmas dinner. Played some StarCraft. And went to bed, mate. Went to bed. That's pretty much it. I expect New Year's to be very similar. I can't wait. it's gonna be amazing.
You're gonna ladder into the new year.
Ooh, maybe. You know, hit Masters before New Year's again.
You get the Master's portrait just as the clock strikes 12.
Ah, there you go, mate. There you go. The dream. Speaking of dreams,
if only.
he is not here, and I'm happy that we got to catch some of these players. For those wondering, even I should clarify, even before the start of today's tournament, I was kind of like, yo, should we even cast today? Like, it's the holidays. Like, I'm sure some of us are kind of tired. You know, we've gone full degen because of the holidays. But then I thought
everybody's hungover.
Yeah, and I thought the same thing about all the other casters. I'm like, yo, what if Chicken Man and Renegade X and Pig and Wardy, what if they're all hungover? What if then who's gonna cast? And I was kind of right, because today there are only 2 English casters, which is less than what we usually have. It's just ourselves and Steadfast.
Do we count as half casters?
What?
Do we count as half casters?
I guess so. Yeah. It's okay, Yaku. Technically 3 English casters. 2.5.
2 English streams.
Oh god. But yeah, you know, so really what we're showing is who the real degens are.
Exactly. Oh, I thought that was showing that Steadfast is one of the few who can hold it down, you know. The alcohol, I mean.
Exactly, mate. We all know you don't get drunk.
Exactly.
Shaking my head, mate. Shaking my head. Meanwhile, to point it out, it's pretty devastating that Fork already lost one of his Cyclones. That's pretty huge. That's like half of his firepower at home. Like, he only has one Cyclone left.
Yeah, especially against all of these Phoenixes right now. It's his main source of anti-air. Already gonna lift it up once again. This Widowmine might be able to clear out a little. No.
Oh my god.
Classic is able to pull away just in time.
Exactly how? This one Widowmine had one job and just barely the shot didn't go off, and as all that was happening because we do not have WCS Game Heart, 8 SCVs just went down in the natural.
Widowmine was too hungover, man. Starting to affect even the units.
He's drunk, mate. He's drunk and he's already home. It doesn't even matter. Oh god, but yeah, now Classic has full map control. To speak a little bit about it, he was a little bit greedy and went for a Stargate opener, and early on you're a little bit vulnerable, but now by the time you have 5-6 Phoenixes, like, Classic has nothing to worry about.
And he's not using them defensively to put it
Cyclone.
that way. Cyclone pops up on the other side of the wall, and that just allows all these Phoenixes to get even more SCV kills.
Oh god, exactly. It's one of those things where if he had popped out on the right side, it's like, oh, he would have been able to defend, but I feel like he would have died instantly.
Yeah.
So it's like, there was no good option there.
Yeah, if it popped up on this side of the main base, there was always a possibility it gets lifted up immediately.
Yeah.
Either way, win-win situation for Classic.
Yep, Classic gets more worker kills behind this. We got a third Nexus already done and fully operational. We got Charge Lot Archon on the horizon. We got the Gateway Explosion. And this is what I was talking about. Like, typically when you go for Stargate openers, there's a period where you're just a little bit weak, a little bit vulnerable to, like, I don't know, like a 2-base all-in.
In the middle of your transition, yeah.
Exactly. But that transition, it's happening and it's almost done.
Yeah, and as we speak, Fork, he's still working on Stim. He's still... Okay, to be fair, he hasn't made a single starport, so he's not looking to get medevacs either, but he doesn't have anything to support these Marines either.
He's gotta pull the boys, right?
I mean, he's got it. It's his only way of living.
I mean, there's no starport, there's no CC, there's no like next step, right? Like this has to scream, but he starts +1 armor, so I'm a little bit thrown off. But this screams like a Skylar build where you just pull everything and just send it.
May as well. It's called the Holiday Cheer build.
Yeah.
But he doesn't.
Yeah, not yet. Ooh, does snipe one of the Phoenixes, but 2 Widowmines go down.
Yeah, almost 3 of them, and more importantly, I guess, this entire army is being held back. Every time Fork wants to move out, his Marines turn around once he sees some of these Phoenixes lift.
Oh god, yeah, just more reinforcements are getting picked up left and right. Finally, Fork, he sends it across the map. But like, again, like, there's no way this deals enough damage, and there's like no follow-up either. This is why I wanted him to pull the boys. Like, what's the plan after this? Oh my god, the Zelt's already coming out. The Cyclone is left AFK.
I actually thought that maybe Fork may have had a little bit of a chance because Classic was working on so many Zealots, whereas he was going for Widowmites, but not if they get picked off before they're borrowed.
Yeah, exactly, and Fork makes the tough decision to turn around and go back home. I think he does recognize that he can't end the game here with what he has, but like, again, like, what's the next step here? What can he do from here?
Yeah, it's like he recognizes that he can't end the game from here, but he's also playing as if he can. Now the boys are being killed, but that's a little too late in my book.
Imagine if this was done like 2 minutes ago, and not just these boys, but all the boys. Get the whole family in there, you know? Like, it's... Yeah.
For the holidays.
Exactly. Like, it's great that he recognized that he needs to do this, but I don't know if it's going to be enough.
Yeah, the decision here a little bit questionable, but he may be able to force it through if these Widowmines get some really great connections, if he times his stim perfectly.
Oh my... Mate. Oh,
the lifts are a lot better from the class, though, I gotta say.
Exactly. 3 of the 4 Widowmines were just picked up before they had a chance to borrow. There's only a single Widowmine left. Look how overstimmed this army is. Finally, we have another stim, but only to just barely chip away at the army. Again, like he's killing himself.
I'm just imagining one volley from the Archons, like...
Oh, no!
That's gonna be all it takes to really take out this army. No Widowmine shots can get picked off, or shot off, I guess. And everything is evaporating right now from the side of Fork.
Yeah, exactly. The entire army gets cleaned up. Finally, we see the first Widowmine shots go off of the game. That's insane. We finally see it, and you know what? They were pretty good Widowmine shots, but it's a little bit too late. There's nothing left here. There's nothing here at home either. There's 2 SCVs mining at the natural base, a couple more Widowmines, which is nice, but
Picks up some Phoenixes, but at that point, it doesn't even matter. GG. Classic takes game number 1.
GG, well played. Classic, showing off, you know, that he is still very much an expert in this matchup, and he's here to prove it. He's here to prove that, hey, it's the end of the year, but maybe, he can get a win in the ESL Open Cup Asia.
Yeah. To light the way, so to speak.
Oh, yeah.
Oops, Shin. That sounds mean.
The light just, like, glistens off it, you know, and it's beautiful, mate. It's beautiful.
That's how he led SKT, you know.
Exactly. We'll
Back in the day.
We'll see if he can do it again. Meanwhile, I do recommend everyone in the chat check out that bracket. I'm honestly surprised by the amount of signups. I thought that we were gonna have like maybe around a 16. I'm surprised, just the sheer number, mate.
Yeah, it just really shot up towards the end of that check-in phase. I was looking at it about half an hour before the start of the tournament. It's like, all right, we have like 12 check-ins. And I saw, okay, we're getting up there. We're getting 13 now. We're getting 14. You know, maybe we'll get a solid whole round of 16. But then all of a sudden, we got a full round of 32. And it's like, man, oh man.
Yeah.
These people can hold their alcohol. As we load into game number 2 of our round of 32 best of 3 series here on Curious Minds LE. We're in the bottom right-hand corner of the map, starting all the way in the bottom right-hand corner. We have the blue Protoss player coming down from the land of Korea. He is... I'm forgetting all of my Christmas carols in the moment right now. He put me on the spot. It's just blank. He is the snowman? I'll find something to connect it later on.
What?
Dreidels.
The side.
He is. Classic.
Like, I need a Christmas carol. Dreidels? The hell is wrong with you, mate? Oh my. Silent Night? You know, Jingle Bells? Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer? And spawning in the top left-hand corner of Curious Minds LE, we have the South Korean Terran. He's down in this series, and he is currently getting proxied in his face outside his natural. It is Fork.
Does this disqualify him from the nice list? Nice is here in the bracket.
Nice is in the bracket. Oh no, the SCV! Oh no!
It actually canceled to try to retreat, but he canceled it just at the wrong second there.
Yeah, he was playing a little bit with the RNG. He was hoping that at any second, you know, the SCV would just go to the other side, you know, that there is some RNG that comes into play there, and unfortunately it didn't happen. Fork is playing this very safe. He did go for an SCV scout. He actually confirmed that there is a proxy.
Yeah, doesn't see that second pylon, and he's not looking around the map. He actually canceled his Reaper right now. But as you were saying, just playing this as safe as can be with that bunker.
Yep, bunker's on the way. Marines are on the way as well, so you should be able to be secure on top of that ramp. But Classic isn't overcommitting. There's only a single gateway. Like, it's not like mass, like 3 or 4 gates or anything like that. Like, Classic at any moment, he can just expand that home.
Yeah, I'm curious to see where he techs from here. And of course, he could always double down with, say, well, maybe not a sentry, but a robo facility for an observer to give him some high ground vision. That's something that some Protoss players do, but
yeah,
you see that expansion instead, and Classic is more than happy to just contain Fork on one base.
Yeah, it's one of those things where he proxied a single gateway and he struck fear into the heart of Fork, and now Fork, he's stuck in his main. He doesn't know what his opponent's doing, and he's in a way overreacting to what Classic is doing. I say in a way because like he can still like push out off of one base and punish Classic a little bit, because Fork should have the army advantage like once all this finishes up, and there's potential for damage if he's aggressive though.
Yeah, honestly, a handful of Cyclones and Lock-ons can really make short work of these, of the Stalker army, and then keep going all the way.
Yeah.
Maybe snipe a Nexus or two, but yeah, instead, after the first Cyclone, he opts for a tank. Once again, just trying to be as safe as possible. He is getting a harassing Viking, which I love to see in TvP. They absolutely shred through probes, but again, Classic does still have production back at home. He can deal with this as long as he knows that it's coming.
Yeah, like this is a really interesting, and I say interesting, also kind of weird response from Fork, because he goes for the tank for defense, and I thought, yo, what if he gets like a medevac, lifts up the tank, goes with everything, and just like boosts across the map. Meanwhile, the Phoenix actually catches the Viking. Oh no! And to be fair, because it's a Stargate follow-up, a drop would be difficult to pull off. But from this, he's going into Banshee, but without Cloak.
Well, I can't really afford Cloak on only one base, especially since he's continuing tank production.
Yeah.
He's getting a third tank right now.
Yeah, and there's Cloak, but he delayed Cloak by quite a bit. When, if he wanted to, he could have delayed the second, even third tank. Jesus Christ, that's a lot of tanks this early on. But it feels like he did kind of hurt himself without that Cloak, because there's again a lot of potential for damage because the Robo only just now starts. There is no form of detection at home.
Yeah, I feel like his sequence of buildings here, or I guess you could call it a build order if you're a nerd. It just seems a little off. I mean, he's got 3 tanks right now, not really doing anything. As he was saying, he delayed Cloak, he's delaying his natural base.
I love the way
his useful units, you know.
I love the way you worded that. By the way, yo, he's pulling the boys. You're like the sequence of builds, build order, if you will. I don't know if anyone uses that term in this like series of esport.
In this video game,
in this game, man.
In this competitive setting. That's
in e-gaming.
If anybody understands if anybody would understand what I mean if I said build order.
What's wrong with you, mate? Meanwhile, he pulled the boys. He's going all in, but he is being picked apart. The tanks, 2 tanks just got taken out. The Cyclone as well. There's only a single tank left, and like these Stalkers are just kiting for days, mate. They didn't even care.
The SCVs who were meant to buffer for the Marines did the exact opposite.
Oh god.
And Classic doing a fantastic job in both game 1 and 2 of just distracting the entire army of 4.
Yeah, Jesus Christ, everything goes down. And now Fork, he barely has any SCVs left mining. Another tank is getting picked up as well. He doesn't have stim. Like, these were vanilla Marines. Like, he couldn't do anything against this army. Like, there was nothing at all that he could do. And now he's just stuck in his main base once again.
Unfortunately, prioritizing those 3 tanks was not a great investment, to say the least. Not when they get picked off immediately by the Phoenixes and Stalkers.
Yeah, it was really unfortunate how it all played out. The final Rax is going to be falling. We do have a Banshee, and hey, we do have Cloak. The Banshee is actually across the map and was actually able to get 0 damage so far because now enough time has passed where there is detection. And now Classic is just waddling into the main base, and he claims his first win.
GG is called. Classic takes that series 2-0. Well played.
Yeah?
This feels like Classic was in complete control of the entire game from start to finish. Or the entire series from start to finish, I should say. Even game number 1 being as aggressive as he was with his 3 Adepts and 1 Phoenix. Yeah, okay, eventually he got more Phoenixes out, but
yeah,
that's what he started with.
Exactly. Like, again, massive shout out to Classic. I mean, he's a pro gamer for a reason, you know, despite going up against a player who has been active while Classic has been gone. Fork is still, you know, an up-and-coming semi-pro, or I would probably say amateur player at the moment. Sure, he's a kind of a ladder hero. He's, you know, I think he's 5.5k on the Korean ladder, which isn't bad. But when you're up against like someone like Classic, it's like, mate, you need more than that. And oh, that was rough.
To say the least, especially against a Classic who, in the past anyway, was very much known for his PvT. I would have to check updated stats nowadays to see what it's at, but so yeah, PvT. We do not have that in our next series, as we were just informed Solar taking out Jadong Oz 2-0. And he is the opponent classic right now. I miss Jade on Oz.
I was so yeah, of course, man, of course.
Yeah.
I saw him on the bracket and I saw him in game, and I was very tempted to ask them to join their lobby, but Classic came back first. Their series actually started after our series, so it didn't line up time wise.
Was shorter than ours.
It was.
God damn.
Oh god.
Solar is ruthless.
Oh yeah, mate. Oh, he doesn't hold back, mate. He doesn't hold back. And unfortunately, we didn't get to cast Jade on Oz today, but we are going to be casting Solar and mate. That's why I wanted to be in this portion of the bracket, because this is an insane round of 16 match.